Listen, the main thing in this video was to come to let y'all know if you want to come to Swift, you want to get your money up, you want to buy your own truck. Listen, I'm gonna give you this idea right here. If you do what I'm doing, if you put your head down, keep your door closed, stay rolling, don't worry about being home, stay rolling, you can make $10,000 within 6 months. You can make $10,000 in 6 months, and you probably can do it faster than that if you ain't got no type of bills. If that don't give you a clue. What's up? It's your boy, Mr. Cadillac King himself and things. Oh yeah, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Hope you all enjoyed the video that I have for you today. Hope you enjoy it. I really hope you enjoy it. If you love Cadillacs like I do, you'll definitely enjoy it. And if you enjoy just good talk, then I know you'll also enjoy today's video. Y'all like, share, subscribe, and we out. Alright, what's going on with y'all, bro? Hey, look, it's your boy, Mr. Cadillac King of Things. So, I just want to make this video for y'all, for anybody that's been wondering what I've been up to, who I've been leased on to, and what it's like. Everybody know I had the black Freightliner, which we call Francine, that I had through SFI. I was leased on to Snyder. It was okay when it first started out. It's just that maybe it was the market and more so of what they were actually paying out on the loads. Just kind of wasn't working for me. And I had everything down to a T. I got this calculator that I use that I can put IFTA, amount how much fuel I use either a month or a week. As far as I could put the fuel mileage in. I put how much my truck payment was a month. Just like all your important expenses, right? So everything that's kind of almost like fixed, right? So I had all that down to a T. I know what I needed to run per mile in order to make money. You know what I'm saying? I had everything set a little high. So like those are like worst numbers. So that way, when I'm looking for loads, when I was looking for loads, that I would always make money, right? So when I got loads that was higher than my rate per mile, then I know for a fact, like, I was definitely making money. But however, it just wasn't working out, right? So I took that truck back and I went to a different company. And a lot of people will say that this isn't a good company, but it is a good company. Swift. Before I went to SFI, put money down on the truck, which was only $1,000. I made that money back. However, I was looking in the Swift lease purchase program. I've done Hirschbox, which is not too bad, but it's forced dispatch. They have a great fuel program, which is only $1 a gallon. No matter where you go, you're gonna pay $1 a gallon when you're on that Hirschbox fuel program. You pump 99 gallons, you're gonna pay $99. But however, it's forced dispatch. You don't get to pick where you wanna go. You got a camera in your face all day when you're driving the truck. It's still basically being a company driver, right? So it just didn't work out for me because they wasn't paying me for my detention. I would be asleep throughout the day when I'm on my 10-hour break, and they're sending loads. They're saying that I was turning down loads. I can't turn a load down if I'm asleep. Normally my DM would just put me on the load, because that's why I told her. I mean, what I'm gonna tell you, no. I mean, I can, but then you ain't gonna send me no load. So I just put me on the load. But when she wasn't working, and the other folks would be filling in for her, that's where the problems came in, along with not paying me my detention, which we would sit at places for 5, 7, 8 hours, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes 10 hours waiting to get unloaded. That's money I need back in my pocket for my time. But I was trying to get that money. They were saying, oh, it's going to take this long. It's going to take. I never got my money. You know what I'm saying? It would be a month later, I still hadn't got the money, right? So I stopped dealing with them. However, I was trying to find videos on this Swift program, but everything I found on YouTube, it was like this Swift lease purchase was a horror story. It wasn't good. Like people wasn't making money. That they were just taking your money, just you paying for a truck, you're not making no money. Okay, listen. Far, far, far from being true. I'm just here to tell you, I made some great money, and I've been here since July. So since July, I've made great money. You go home whenever you want to. There is not a set time that you got to stay out. If you want to go home every weekend, go home every weekend. You want to go home every day, you go home every day. You know what I'm saying? It's up to you. Only thing that you're obligated to do is run one load a month, so that way it keeps your contract active. Because if you don't, they're going to terminate the contract, and you got to go through a drug test and all this stuff all over again. So you have to at least run one load a month to keep your payroll active, to keep your contract active. That's the only thing they ask. You know what I'm saying? If you want to get behind the truck payments, then you can get behind the truck payments, right? It's up to you. So I'm just making this video to let y'all know that if you willing to put the work in, and you know how to fill your truck, that means you're filling your truck just for where you need to go. You're not gonna keep filling it up, because that's how you spend too much money in fuel. You gotta know where to get fuel from. You can't be stopping at the Loves and the Pallet, the TAs and the Flying J's, spending all this money on fuel where you can go to the Quick Trip, you can go to the Circle K's, you go all these mom and pops, you know what I'm saying, that's truck stops, and save on your fuel. Instead of spending $3.84, you spend $3.50. Instead of spending $3.50, you spend $3.15, right? I hardly ever pay $3.50 for some fuel. Sometimes I'm paying $2.90, I'm paying $2.80, I'm paying $3 even, I'm paying $3.15, I'm paying $3.05, I'm paying $3.25. I hardly ever pay $3.50s and $3.70s and $3.60s and $3.80s. And then you gotta know where to run. You gotta know where to run. You gotta find out what works for you and your business, right? They're not gonna force dispatch you on anything. You can book your own loads with Swift. You can wait for them to send you a load if you can't find nothing on the load board. You can tell them where it is you're trying to go. When they send you something that doesn't fit for you and your business, you tell them, hey, look, I'm not going to take this load because if I go here, I'm going to get stuck there. I'm not going to find the load out of there off the load board. I'm going to have to wait for y'all to send me a load. Or you can say, hey, look, I'll take this load. It works as far as money-wise, but can you send me a backhaul, meaning send me another load from out of where you're sending me to, where I won't be able to book myself out of. That way, I know I can keep moving after I take this load that you sent me. Right? And if those two loads still don't work for you because that other load is going to send you somewhere else that you can't book yourself out of because there's hardly any loads on the load board for that area or that state, then you tell them, hey, listen, I'm going to just wait, you know what I'm saying, see if I can find some on the load board later on or tomorrow. Or you say, hey, listen, can you find me a load that's going to this specific state? It happened to me the other day. I'm in Georgia. I said, hey, listen, I'm trying to keep moving where catchment be. There's really nothing on the board. Can you send me a load? They sent me something to go into VA. I said, hey, I really don't want to go to VA, but you know, if there's something that you can get me that'll get me out of VA, then maybe I'll take it. But they sent me something from VA to PA. I don't really want to go to Pennsylvania either. So I said, you know what? It's not going to work for me. I'm going to shut down. I'm going to do my 34, right? So, because basically it's at the end of my week. If I want to take the 34 hours off, I can. It's not going to hurt me, right? So I was like, you know what? I'm going to just wait. They was like, okay, right? So I basically I probably turned down like 3 or 4 lows that they had set. However, in the midst of that, I said, hey, I'm trying to go to Texas. Now, they sent me one going to Texas, but it didn't deliver until this coming Monday. I wasn't going to be sitting on the low. I'm going to get there way before Monday. I'm not going to be sitting on the low until Monday, right? My week's in on Wednesday. I'm not going to be holding the load until Monday. So I was like, you know what? That's not going to work. I'm going to just shut down for my 34, right? So then I put my possible next available time for when my 34 was going to be up. They went ahead and sent me another load to pick up when I was coming back out. So that, and with that, they sent me a load. It was going to Tennessee, right? So when I leave out, you know what I'm saying? I'm off the road right now. When I leave out, I'm going to be going to Lebanon, Tennessee. Okay, I think I said it right. However, I said, hey, I need a load coming out of here in order for me to take this load. You know what I'm saying? But possibly get me a load going to Texas. There's one thing about it, okay, that I find out what works for me in my business is I'm going to Texas every pay period. There's not a pay period I'm not going to Texas. And I'm trying to get to Texas either in the beginning of the pay period, I'm trying to already be there, or I'm trying to get there, right? So by that Friday or Saturday, you know what I'm saying, I'm in Texas, you know what I mean? By that Monday, you know what I'm saying? We done got 1 or 2 loads already done. We in Texas, right? 1 or 2 loads already done. Miles looking good, you know what I'm saying? And now I'm trying to find me a load out of Texas. But when I'm going out of Texas, I'm still being mindful of where I'm going out of Texas. I can't go anywhere. Because if I go anywhere, I might be stuck somewhere based off the load board. Now, they're going to always have a load for you, right? As far as where they're going to send you. They're going to always have a load for you. It just depends on if that load works for you. And they don't hold nothing against you. These planners don't hold nothing against you. If you don't want to take a load, they can say, okay. They just ask for a reason why you don't want the load. You can say, I'm not interested. It's just as easy as that. And they go say, you know what, okay. The system has got to the point, it's so fast, right? They done sped the system up. Ever since the last update that they just did, they done sped the system up. There's another load coming right after that, right? There's another load coming just like that. It may take 5-10 minutes. They say you have to wait up to an hour. Typically, I never wait up to an hour. The only time I waited for a while is if I'm in an area and I know I'm in an area that just has low freight. And it depends on the time of the week. Yes, Swift is a big company, but Swift still has to book broker loads at times, depending on where we are, even depending on where their company drivers are. They have to book broker loads. It don't be always customers. They got a bunch of customers. Don't get me wrong, they have a bunch of customers. So we always have those. But there are states, period, even on the spot market, that just the freight's always low. And if you're somewhere on a Friday or a Saturday, you are not going to get a load out of a low freight state. It's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? You just got to know what those states are. That's you sitting down, taking the time, learning about the industry, learning where to go, where not to go, or asking people that's interested, hey, what are these states that don't have a lot of freight all the time? What are the times of the week where freight is jumping in those low freight states? What are the times of the week where anywhere freight is jumping? Those are your Mondays, your Tuesdays, Wednesdays. By Thursday and Friday, people are booking loads for the weekend to take them on into the next week, or they're just booking loads for the weekend. The low boards anywhere, spot market, however, the low boards do go dry on that late Friday, sometimes Thursday. They will go dry. But however, you still can find something even on the spot market if you're spot market. But we're Swift, you know what I'm saying, lease purchase, so we use their low board. But however, they're always going to have something. It's just if that something is right for you. And if it's not, just say no. And just say, hey, do you have anything else? Sometimes you got to say where you're trying to go. You have to tell them what you need, right? And they're going to do their best to give you what you need, to help you out, help you and your business out, to give you what you need. There is not a such thing here as them watching how much you're making, watching how many miles you're running, because we're getting paid by the mile, right? Now, they do have a program where you can get paid that 70% and it's still book your own load, stuff like that, but it's 70%. But once you go on that program, you got to stay on that program from a year, is what I've been told. Might need to go back and ask again, but from what I've been told, once you get on that program, they're not going to keep switching you. You got to stay on there you got to commit for a year, right? Same thing if you switch back to per mile, you got to commit for a year, right? Or you just had to leave. If you don't like it, you just had to leave, right? I mean, maybe they might change it, you know what I'm saying, in the middle of that year. I don't know. I don't know, but it's you taking that risk to take that percentage pay. Me personally, right now with the industry, the percentage pay isn't all that, especially when it's these mega carriers that's lease purchase. You can say what you want. Oh, you're just a glorified company driver. Really, no, you're not, because these company drivers don't make as much as we make. I don't care. They can run the same amount of miles I run. They will never get paid the same thing that I get paid. Okay? They don't know, they don't got to pay for their fuel. No, they don't got to worry about fixing on their truck. But they are not making the same thing that we are making. They're not. Okay? They're not. They're really not. Now, I've made money on the company side. Don't get me wrong. CR England, I made a bunch of money with CR England on the company side. Okay? But these Swift company drivers, they're not making the same thing that we're making. I promise you that. They are not. They're not making the same thing we're making. They ain't got a lot of risk in the game. They ain't got no skin in the game. All they got is just themselves and they CDL. That's all they got in the game. There's nothing else. You know what I'm saying? We put money down on these trucks. We're working on loads. We have to pay for our own fuel. We pay for our own maintenance. Hirschbach, you didn't have to pay for no maintenance. Hirschbach is a glorified owner-operator. Okay? You're a glorified company driver, right? Is what I meant. You're a glorified company driver. Because with Hirschbach, you don't really pay for nothing but that truck pay. That you might as well say the fuel is free, right? You're paying 99 cents a gallon for fuel. Now, with Swift, the fuel program, amazing. It's amazing. Let me tell you something. They buy it back 40 in it. So the higher the fuel is in the industry, the more that the percentage, the more cents. All right, hold on. The higher the fuel is in the industry, so if fuel is high, right? Each week they send out what they're gonna give us for a fuel surcharge, right? So check this out. This week that we're coming into, right? New week started on Thursday, basically, right? 40 cents on every loaded mile. Okay? What that means is if you spend $1,000 in fuel that week, every loaded mile, so if you ran 2,600 loaded miles, you do 26 times 0.40, right? 26 times 0.40. You get that amount. You minus it by what you spent in fuel. Let me tell you something. It's weeks I spend $1,000 when I really naturally only spend either $0 or $100 or $200 in fuel. You know what I'm saying? It's called a fuel buyback program. They're buying your fuel back on your loaded miles, right? So that means you're not filling up when you don't need to. You're not filling up. You're not filling up when you don't need to. You're only getting fuel when you actually need it, right? That was my mom I was talking to. But you only get fuel when you need it, right? So that's another important thing. That free program they got is great. Their truck payments aren't high. What I was paying for the SFI truck, I'm paying for a brand new truck right now and lower. And lower, right? The only issues I've had with that truck is the AC is fidgety. And it's got to be something going on. I'm not sure if it's something electrical because the AC compressor will engage when it wants to, or I got to reset the AC. There's a way you can reset the AC with these trucks. You reset the AC with the buttons on the dash, and then it starts back work for a little while. But if I'm parked, it works just fine. Blows ice cold, will blow me out of there at times. But other than that, I ain't had no problems engine wise, transmission wise, nothing like that. And typically, I work on my own stuff, right? So I'm not afraid to pop the hood and check for things or fix things. Like I had to fix my coolant temperature sensor. I don't know why. It's a brand new truck, but a lot of these, they're building these new trucks, and these new trucks are just, they're trash, right? I hate to say it, but they're trash. Me personally, right now, I'm saving so I can get me, I'm going to go buy my own truck. I'm going to get me an older truck, you know what I'm saying, like a 60 Series Detroit, something with a cat engine, you know what I'm saying, something reliable, something that's not high on labor, something that's easier to even work on, you know what I'm saying, just something that's reliable that I can continue to make money with, you know what I'm saying. So other than that, truck's been great. Swift as a company, as a whole, they're owned by Knight, right? Knight done bought Swift, US Express, Abilene, and I think there's one more that they bought. So it may be like 5 under that Knight Transport umbrella, right? But however, they're a great company. The people that I've met people that had been leased onto them for 30 plus years. I met a guy the other day when I'm still in Atlanta as of right now doing this video. I parked in Atlanta in Decatur at the terminal. Came up on this guy. He had an older Freightliner. Right? I said, hey, I was talking to a guy the other day. He told me that we can't put older trucks on the fleet. He was like, well, I'm grandfathered in. I've been here 35 years. I bought this truck in 93 and 95. I've been here that long. I paid this truck off, right? I bought this truck on. I paid this truck off. I rebuilt it 4 times. He just finished rebuilding it for the 4th time, right? Detroit 60 Series, you know what I'm saying? Everybody says one of the best motors out there. It's reliable. It ain't going to go the fastest, but power-wise, it's great, and it's reliable, right? You're going to get 1,000,000 miles, no doubt. Do your oil changes, do what you're supposed to do. It's going to take care of you. So he's been here 30-some years, right? The guy that I talked to when I first got here in July, he was supposed to do my driving test, but we didn't do a driving test. He just sat down, we talked. He was like, I'm not really going to take you out here to drive. You've been driving long enough. From what you told me, you done been, so you done been through some stuff. You done been in some places that a lot of drivers don't like going to. You spent a lot of time there. So if you hit something, I'll see you again. If you don't hit nothing, cool. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to waste time, take you on a driving test and stuff like that. They do not do a owner-op orientation. They give you the keys. They let you go look at the truck. You tell them if anything's wrong, they fix it. Whatever got fixed for free. You got 30 days. Yeah, 30 days to come bring the truck back. Wherever the case may be, if something's wrong, they'll fix all that, right? So, listen. This is a true, this is true owner-op division, right? Because they have true other folks that bring their own trucks that get on their program, their owner-op program. And they're not babysitting you, okay? They treat them the same way that they treat us, even though we're using their truck as a lease that we can pay off if we want to keep, right? That we can pay off because it is lease purchase. But they treat you as an owner-op. They're not holding your hand. You know what I'm saying? They're not bugging you about your clock or nothing like that. You can split your clock. You do whatever you want to do. You follow the rules, whatever the rules are. They got their own rules, but you got to follow the federal rules that you're supposed to follow. You get outside those lines, you may get a phone call. But other than that, everything is on you. Overweight, that's on you. If something ain't right, you the owner operator. It's your truck. your trailer. You are responsible as far as any of those tickets and things not going right with the load. Some things they gonna handle for you. Some things it's on you, right? You know what I'm saying? It's on you. You got a driver leader. They only gonna do but so much. You know what I'm saying? But my driver leader is the bomb. You know what I'm saying? He's the bomb. If you want to come on, let me know. I'll hook you up, and hopefully I can get you hooked in with my driver leader, because that dude's the bomb, bro. You know what I'm saying? He called me when he ain't got a call. I'm talking about his days off. Call, see how I'm doing, see if I need anything. I call him sometimes just to see how he doing. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes just to shoot a joke or two and then get right off the phone. But stop letting people tell you Swift isn't a good company, okay? Don't let people tell you that. Hold on for a second. All right, I'm back. I had to go get my mom the keys to the car. So, look, like I was saying, stop letting people tell you that Swift is a bad company. This lease purchase program, I wish I would have came here before I went and got an SFI truck and leased on the Snyder. I wish I would have had. And I'm running on the per mile program, right? Because, you know, the industry right now, it's not... That spot market stuff ain't great right now. You gotta have brokers that you have built relationships with, and you gotta understand the business. I understand the business, but right now, with what I'm trying to do, what the plan is, I got a strict plan. What the plan is, the per mile works for me. You know what I'm saying? I average. I'm not going to sit here and tell y'all what I'm making, right? I'm telling you, if you come to me personally and say, hey, Mr. Cadillac King, hey, listen, or hey, Chris, listen, I'm interested. I'll show you personally what I'm making. You know what I'm saying? I call you on a video call. I share my screen with you, or however. I'll pull it up on my tablet or something. I'll show you what I'm making. I'm not going to post no pay stubs. I'm not going to do it. I don't need everybody in my business. All I'm telling you is this. The money is here. It's here. And if you're trying to come on, I'm going to help you get on. I'm going to try my best to put you with my driver leader, the lady that we work with that does all the owner op. I'm going to try to put you with my driver leader when you come on. So that way, we got the same driver leader. That way, you can get the same experience I'm getting. All you got to do is understand keeping your dead head down. Now, when it comes to Deadhead, when you book the load, you don't get paid no empty miles. When they book the load, you get paid the empty miles, okay? When they book, you get paid empty miles. When you book your own load, the empty miles is on you, right? It's on you. So when it's on you, you got to be mindful of where you're booking your next load from where you already are. Me personally, I ain't trying to go no more than 50 miles. I go 70, you know what I'm saying? And on a hard time, and when I mean hard time, that means you in a state where loads is slim, you might got to go to 100 miles. Me personally, I ain't going no more than over 150. Now, I will sit here and tell you, I drove from Tennessee to Arkansas like a week or two ago. I had no choice, right? There was no loads in Tennessee. And Tennessee hardly ever has any loads on Swift Load Board. However, at times, like I say again, they have loads that we can't see that they can give you, but sometimes those loads still aren't going to be for you. But I found the load in Arkansas, okay? I had enough fuel. I ain't had to fuel up to get to Arkansas. That Arkansas load was taking me to Texas. From that load on, I was Gucci. I was great. You know what I'm saying? I still did good that week, and I didn't spend a lot of fuel still. I don't spend no more. Let me tell you something. If I'm running 2,500 miles exact, I'm spending no more than $1,000 in fuel. My cap off each week is $1,000 in fuel. I don't spend no more than $1,000. After $1,000, I know we finna have a good week. I mean, not a good week. We finna have a miraculous week. because we're running more than what we normally would run. So that means I might spend $1,200 at no more than $1,300 in fuel. If I'm spending $1,300 in fuel, just know, we done had a week and we done went bananas, right? We done went crazy. We done did the big one, right? But it happens every week. You know what I'm saying? I average the same thing every week. You know what I'm saying? The only time it goes lower than the average is if, things just ain't fall the way I wanted to fall. That means a load I was trying to deliver at a certain time, I just couldn't get the paperwork in on time. And most of the time, that's dealing with a customer. You know what I'm saying? Receiver or shipper, something happened. You know what I'm saying? It happened to me last week. I was trying to get a load in before, right? But I sat somewhere for 8 hours, okay? It really messed me up. But at the end of the day, that load went on this week, and then I just compound on top of that, and then you know what I'm saying? We but I love it here. When I get ready to go, I gotta leave, but I gotta do what I gotta do, and I'm gonna go lease on to my buddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care about having my own DOT. I don't care about having my own MC. I don't really care about that. You know what I'm saying? I do have my own business name that I run up under, that I get paid up under. But as far as having my own MC and DOT, I don't really care about that. Because, see, one thing that people don't understand and what people are missing is when you could build the right army, you and that army can do so much greater work. You know what I'm saying? You can make a lot of money together, right? And what happens is when the brokers see that, you're on time all the time, you got all these trucks, it opens up more opportunity for you to work with other customers, for you to get guaranteed freight each week, every month, right? So that's what, when I get my own truck next year, that's what I'm going to go do. That's what I'm going to go build with my homeboy. He done been in business for 6-7 years. But what's going to happen is I'm going to bring on my truck, right? I'm going to lease on to him. I don't work for him one time before. They pay great. As far as getting my loads factored, paying my percentage for what they charge the dispatch, is great. It's better than industry great. You know what I'm saying? Better than what people are doing within the industry when you leasing on folks, right? So we finna go build something. You know what I'm saying? He been building. I'm finna, hey, add me to the team. I'm gonna put my truck on. I might even get me another truck and try to hire me a driver to drive the other truck that I buy. I don't know. That's just something I've never been big on, having a big trucking company. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of never was it. I wanted a trucking company. I got one. But as far as having a big one, not as much. You know what I'm saying? My homeboy, that's his thing. That's one of the things he do. You know what I'm saying? Just like me driving trucks, that's just one of the things that I do. That's just one of the business that I have, right? But we are also into other things. But this is an avenue that we use to do other things. You know what I'm saying? To branch out, to do this, to do that. You know what I'm saying? So like, we ain't stuck on just trucking, right? Or just dispatching or just brokerage. We ain't stuck on that. But we understand this business so well that it works. It's always gonna work. You know what I'm saying? And when you don't got too many people that's trying to be the chief, and you can have some Indians that just want to make some money and everybody happy, we become big, right? As a group. We become big as a group. We become more sustainable than we ever were, and we have guaranteed work. So now we can say, hey, look, if you're looking for guaranteed work and great money and paying a low percentage to get dispatched and your loads factored, then come to K&S Transport. That's all I'm going to tell you. K&S Transport is a real company. I used to work for K&S Transport. They the bomb, man. You got a truck, you want to be leased on to somebody, you want to make some money. Now, you're going to pay for your own fuel. Ain't no fuel programs, because this is a mom and pop company, okay? Small company. I know these folks. It's just two people. There's two people, right? They got kids, right? You know what I'm saying? It's two people. They started from a hot shot to box trucks, and they own some semis, right? And they dispatch other box trucks, other hot shots, and other semis, okay? So they are a great company. That's where I'm going when I get my truck. I'm going back. I'm going back. I'm not having to worry about factoring my loads, how I'm going to get paid. I ain't got to worry about none of that. All I got to do is do what I'm supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is do what I'm supposed to do. They got the loads. You know what I'm saying? You tell them what you're looking for. You tell them where you're trying to go. You tell them when you want to be home. They gonna take care of you. They gonna take care of you. Tell them, if you're looking at this video, tell them I sent you. Tell them I sent you. They know who I am because I talk to one of the owners almost every single day. I used to work alongside him at the prison. We good friends. That's my brother. We good friends. So listen. The main thing in this video was to come to let y'all know, if you want to come to Swift, you want to get your money up, you want to buy you your own truck. Listen, I'm gonna give you this idea right here. If you do what I'm doing, if you put your head down, keep your door closed, stay rolling, don't worry about being home, stay rolling, you can make $10,000 within 6 months. You can make $10,000 in 6 months, and you probably can do it faster than that if you ain't got no type of bills. If that don't give you a clue of what's going on over here, then I don't know what else to tell you. Maybe hit me on my phone, hit me in my inbox, email me, because this video gonna be on TikTok. I'm putting it on YouTube. I might put it on my Facebook. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? They don't really like show no love on Facebook like that because I'm a realist. I'm not posting no negative stuff, so you know what I'm saying? I already know. It's certain things that will go on Facebook and it goes, it's a lot of likes, comments, and shares. And then certain things don't. If I post something, if I tell everybody I'm homeless, I ain't got nowhere to go, I'm broke, ain't got no money, everybody gonna comment and say how sorry it is and how much they wish they could help and all this other good shit. I'm just saying, I'm keeping it real. Alright, you tell them how good you're doing and what you got going on. They ain't finna share your shit. They ain't finna like your shit. They ain't finna comment on your shit. They might view it, but that's it. But if it ain't nothing negative, you know what I mean? They ain't with it. Listen, I just try to keep it real, man. And that's all I can do. I'm trying to end this video right now. It's about 36 minutes. I hope this video was informative. If you need any more information, if you are interested, I give you my driver code. Matter of fact, my driver code is, hit me up. I give you my driver code, hit my inbox. My email is always going to be inside the description, or it's going to be at the end of the video. Just pause it, write the email down, email me, get in touch with me. I give you my personal cell phone number. Don't be no weirdo, because I will block you. And yeah, man, let's get this money together. You know what I'm saying? And when you get your money and stuff together and you ready to go buy your own truck, I know some folks that do great, that do good when it comes to buying a truck. I ain't talking about Lone Mountain. You know what I'm saying? I know some folks, listen, they gonna get you right. Okay? They've been in the business for a long time. They do good business. They are their own bank. You don't need no type of credit. All you need is money. Cold cash. Okay? I'm getting up off here. Mr. Cadillac King of Things. I'm out. Listen. Don't let nobody tell you what you can and what you can't do, okay? You put your mind to it, you can do it, all right? I live off faith, discipline, and consistency. That's how I do it all. Faith, discipline, and consistency. I'm going to holler at y'all, Mr. Cadillac King of Things, and